number one. Management is the primary goal of mankind. Number two, whatever you fail to manage, you will lose. Number three, God's primary measure of trusting you with material is management. And number four, God will give to whoever effectively manages. And number five, management attracts resources. And the big one, number six, God will not give you what you pray for, only what you can manage. God heard your prayer all last year. I want $1 million. God said, I heard you. I heard you. But you can't manage tithing out $100. Oh God, I need $10 million. God said, 10 million? You can't manage your paycheck yet. In other words, don't pray for what you cannot manage. God will protect things from you. I'm speaking from my own personal experience. The more I am managing the pennies, God trusts me with dollars. And the more I manage the dollars, he trusts me with the hundreds. And when I manage the hundreds, he trusts me with the thousands. When I manage the thousands, he trusts me with the millions. In other words, God trusts you based on your management, not your prayer requests. You fast and you pray and you wonder why God's not responding. God's watching some other things. You ask God for a new house and you don't keep the one you're living in clean. You ask God for a car and God says you don't keep the motorbike clean. In other words, he checks management before he releases resources. It's not the request, it's the management ability he watches. Let me quote Jesus, if you cannot be trusted with little, who will trust you with more? In other words, it's so important for you to understand that management is more important than prayer. Because management determines whether your prayer gets answered. If you cannot be faithful over other people's property, who will give you property of your own? I'm quoting Jesus. If you cannot be faithful over what? Other people's property. The reason why God gives you a job is not because you're supposed to be there for the rest of your life. He sends you on other people's job to see how you manage other people's property. That includes the printing machine of those people, the paper clips you take home without asking, the pens you steal. He's watching everything. Going to work late, stealing other people's lunch hours, lying, say you're sick and staying home. God said, you can't manage the other people's time. How can I give you your own business? I want my own business. God said, you can't even keep a job. The reason why I gave you other people's property is to watch you to see if you can manage your own first. So once you prove you can manage theirs, then you know I'll trust you with your own, he says. Can you handle other people's money? Lawyers, contractors, don't get quiet on me now. Spending other people's money, bankers, tellers, food store workers, warehouse managers. What are you taking home? God's watching everything. And if you can't manage other people's cans of beans in the warehouse, God will make sure you never own your own company. Management. Can I suggest to you then? Now, let me just say this very quickly. You were born to solve a problem, and you are God's response to a need that he created. In other words, you are the answer to a question God knew they would ask in your generation. Everyone came to earth to manage a problem, to solve a problem for humanity. You exist because you are the fulfillment of one of God's desires. You are the assignment in your generation. I was born to solve a problem in the world. So were you. I'm not better than you. I'm not a superior. I just found my problem. And my job is to help you find your problem. You were not born just to make a living, pay bills, and die. You were born to actually solve a problem on earth.